Don't you just love live IG? I had that question yesterday, and it's like, let me make sure that the volume is up. Hi, it's Taz. I'm live in the kitchen, and it's Valentine's Day or self-love. And so I wanted to share with you what I've been cooking all evening. And let me tell you, it is taking me some time to get this done. So what I have here for you is, let's go with the easy thing first. It's applesauce. Applesauce. But what I have is, I did a rosemary pork chop and I broiled it in the oven. I have garlic here. I've got rosemary. I put just a little bit of thyme also. And so I marinated it and then I broiled it in the oven. I broiled it on high for about maybe 7 minutes each side. And so it smells great. Then I decided I wanted to have my sweet potato pudding instead of a baked potato or anything like that. And so we have a little sweet potato pudding. And I thought, okay, how can I kind of take the asparagus up a notch? And so what we have is baked Parmesan asparagus, quote unquote, fries. And so we're going to taste this and see what it's tasting like, because I've been slaving, but I haven't had a chance to taste anything. I'm really looking forward to the fries, so I'm just going to be a Southern girl. Hi! And I'm just going to bite into the fries and see what they taste like. They're good because it's breadcrumb. It's seasoned breadcrumbs, and I put grated cheese in there. So what we did was I double dip. I dipped my asparagus in the egg. Then I put it in flour. And I'm going to tell you a secret. I did use protein flour. Then I went back to the egg, dipped it again. And of course, each time I shook the egg off and shook the flour off. And then I rolled it in breadcrumbs that I baked in the oven. So that's how we got the golden color before I actually baked the asparagus. And so then I just put the breadcrumbs over the asparagus, shook that off, and then I baked them for about 10 to 12 minutes on a parchment lined, a biscuit pan with parchment line. So this is good. And believe it or not, I haven't had dinner yet. So it's really good. Then I have pork chop. And I don't eat a lot of pork, I'm gonna be honest. I have this thing since I'm Southern. I have to have ribs for New Year's. I have to have ribs for New Year's. And so really that's, for the most part, the only time I really have pork is when I'm having ribs. Pork is the other white meat. It's a lean piece of meat. So it's nothing wrong with it if you consume it. It's just not something that I eat a lot of. But we're gonna see what this tastes like. And it's not overcooked. That's really important because pork can really overcook very quickly. And this is well seasoned. Did a little salt, I did cracked black pepper, the thyme, the rosemary, crushed red pepper. Oh, I also did the juice of 1 fresh lemon. So I put that in there, and I think it was 3 tablespoons of oil to make the marinade. And then you just, what I did was, I did some pink Himalayan salt. I did that on both sides of the pork chop, and then I actually patted the rub into it. And it turned out pretty good. Normally I would have let it, if I'd had time, I would have let let the seasoning soak into it, particularly the salt, but I didn't have time. So it probably sat about 15 minutes, if that long. But it turned out really well. Now, you know, applesauce is applesauce, but I'm gonna taste it. And this is Mott's applesauce. Sometimes I like applesauce better than other times, but I do like it cold. Now, the best thing on this plate to me, this is just to me. Now, I am biased. And I still got a little pork chop in my mouth. So let me get this out the way. Because the best thing, I'm getting ready to eat it now. Really, I am. And this is my sweet potato pudding. And as I eat this, I just realized I did not bring something out the fridge, and I'm gonna have to go get it because I've got to show you what I did with some strawberries. But the sweet potato pudding, it's just the best. It is just the best. It does have splendid brown sugar in it. It's got vanilla flavoring. It is just the best. I like it. Because you may have thought that it was sweet potato souffle, but it's not. It's sweet potato pudding. And I really like it cold. Well, you know, I'm going to have to slide to the right because I just realized I've got all this here, but you don't even see the strawberries. So let me slide to the right real quick. Now, I am not a real chocolate person, but I do like milk chocolate, but I don't eat a lot of chocolate. But I know it's the day of self-love and loving others. So I thought, okay, you don't eat sweet stuff. So how can you give the illusion that you have, you know, chocolate covered strawberries? So I took some icing, some sugar-free icing, and I iced my strawberries. Now, because it's icing, you know, that's the reason it was back in the fridge, it really will start to break down because it's not chocolate. It's not chocolate, dipped chocolate. And so I put it back in the fridge so that it would not get too soft and I could actually pick it up. So you see my chocolate covered strawberries. And we're going to see if I can bite into it and that it's not too hard. Let's see. I hadn't tried one yet either. It's not bad. I'll tell you what I had to do now. I actually put it in the freezer because I wanted to make sure that the icing really set. And so I don't know if you can't really tell it, but it's still slightly frozen. But I brought it out about 20 minutes ago, but I wanted to make sure that the icing stayed hard. And once you put it in the refrigerator, it's going to start to get soft because, you know, it's not in the freezer. But this is really quite good. I like this brand of icing. I'm going to butcher it, but I'm going to post a picture of the strawberries and the icing that I use so that you can see what icing I use. But it's really quite good. And you know how the chocolate covered strawberries, the icing sort of breaks apart. The chocolate breaks apart, I should say, not the icing. That's just what happened there. So I was able to eat just the icing. But this icing is very good. It's not sweet, but it's sweet, if that makes any sense to anybody. It's not sweet, but it's sweet. Hi guys, hi Cyrus. Hi D Charming 2. Hi GMF 708. You guys know I'm trying to see this at the same time, but again, it's really good. But I'll post a picture of it so that you can see the icing that I used. I like it. And I recommend it. You see it starting to melt? That's the reason I had it in the fridge. So excuse me for licking my fingers, but you know, as Colonel Sanders would say, it's finger licking good. But again, this is what I'm having for Valentine's Day. And it really is good. The baked Parmesan asparagus fries are good. I could have had some ketchup here where I could have dipped it in that. I just forgot it because I'm not really much on ketchup, but I do like the sugar-free ketchup that I use. But even when I ate regular Wendy's French fries, I never had to have the ketchup, so I don't really think about ketchup much. But these are good. And again, the pork chop that I broiled was very good. Marinade simple. I will eventually get it on my channel so that you can see the recipes for the asparagus as well as the broiled pork chops that I did. As I said, that sweet potato pudding. It could be a dessert. It could be a side. I keep telling myself I'm going to take this sweet potato pudding. I don't like sweet potato pie, as folks say in the South. But I keep telling myself maybe I would like sweet potato pie if I took this filling and put it in a pie crust. So I'm going to try it one day. Who knows? Maybe I'll bake it and we'll try it together online. But I like the sweet potato pudding though. It's really good. And then the Mott's applesauce. It's good. This is not the applesauce with the cinnamon. This is just regular Mott's applesauce. So again, this is what I'm having for my Valentine's Day. I hope that you guys have had a wonderful Valentine's Day and a wonderful day of self-love. You know, you really can't love someone else the way that they need to be loved until you learn to love yourself. So regardless of how your day has gone, realize that you are important and that I am pulling for you and hoping that you will have a great rest of the day or night, depending upon where you're at, and that your week goes well. Thanks for joining me for TAS in the Kitchen and what I'm having for Valentine's Day. See you next time. Bye now.